You know, Kaylee, just wouldn't be a remote Wednesday without you in a flat brim hat. Gonna wait a couple more minutes here. Avion, no hoods, man. I'm totally kidding. Put that back on. Just messing with you guys. Okay, well, let's get to it here. Stuff going on. I will be posting vocab lesson 12 test later today, and I want you to complete it by tomorrow night, a little bit earlier, so maybe we can wrap up corrections on Friday and not have to worry about that as much over the weekend like we do sometimes. Easy test grades, so if your grade is lacking at all, be nice to get that in for full credit. Okay. Grammar, you got lesson 22. That's the review on the 5 different types of phrases due by tomorrow night, and we will have a grammar test next week. By the way, this might seem a little bit early. I don't know, I haven't looked at the calendar to exactly figure it out, but I don't know whether it matters to you at all, whether your parents look, but quote unquote progress reports are going to be reported through this coming weekend, okay? So if your parents tend to look at that and you want to make sure things are straight and or make up some recent work, then make sure and do that. Let me know. Okay, so what we want to spend some time on today is you should have, even though I'm not taking a grade on it, I wanted you to have your carefully written thesis in that document on that assignment sheet, okay? So I see that maybe 7 people have already turned in the assignment, and I'm assuming, I haven't looked carefully, but I'm assuming that means that you've already found your 6 quotes and you've completed the assignment, okay? So if you for some reason turned it in because you only had your thesis done, then during class today I want you to unsubmit that, okay? So even though the document will still be there, I can still pop into it and look at it, but you shouldn't submit until you finish your quotes. But that is due by tonight, okay? So if you're kind of thinking, oh, that's a lot of work, well, that is, that's kind of I would say that's one of the biggest hurdles of the paper. I'm gonna come off screen share here, is to dig through that book and find quotes, that are going to support your points. And if you really have kind of exhausted the book and you can't find any, passages that support the points you're trying to make, then, think about like changing your thesis. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. Change one of the points, change your overall topic, change your character. I don't care. As long as we get going on this one way or another and figure out what we're going to do and do it by tonight, then we're all good. Lily, I just spotted that cat in back of you. It looks really cute. I love cats. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I would like for you guys to get your novels out, and I have both copies right here in case anybody wants to chat or ask questions, or Mr. Cooney, where is that part when Winston does this, or when Curly's wife has this conversation? Then I can probably help you find it pretty quickly because I've read these books lots of times. So if for some reason you have not written that thesis, I would like for you to work on that. What I'm going to do is, while you guys hang around and work on that in person right here, while we're facing up to it, I'm going to kind of pop in and out of your documents, kind of moving through the alphabet. And if you don't see me say anything to you, I'm seeing something that looks fine, okay? But if something pops into your comment box on that document, then I might say, hey, maybe take another look at the way you're writing this, or is that really going to work, or your second and third point sound like the same thing, or something like that. Okay, so just give you a little critical feedback. And then we all want to get that done by tonight. Okay, so any questions before we start doing that? Okay, you guys do that. And I'm just going to kind of turn my video off, but I'll still be here. And I'm going to start popping into your documents, and you guys be working on that in the meantime. Stay in the Zoom, okay? just to kind of touch base with you guys, I'm about halfway through looking at them. Some people are not using the stems that I gave you, and you're ending up with these theses that don't really give three distinct, clear points that preview what your three body paragraphs can be about. I'm giving you this to make it easy. You don't have to make it exactly like that, but if you're confused on how to do it, then definitely use those. But regardless, the thesis needs to clearly have a this, this, and this, 3 points that are going to kind of preview what you're going to do. Okay, I'm going to continue looking. Okay, for the most part, looking pretty good so far. You guys, I've finished going through and kind of commented on each one. So if anybody needs any help, feel free to speak up or put something in the chat or respond on your document. But if you're reaching a good quitting point for yourself, you can feel free to start leaving the Zoom.
I have a question.
Yep.
Do you know, like, around that part where he was walking like down that street and he went to that like little bar with that guy? He was like trying to get information out of him. Like, and he was like, the guy was talking about how it's like they use
Oh,
him.
the stranger that he was hoping to get something out of, and he wasn't as forthcoming as he wanted him to be.
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head, but let me try for you here, and if I don't find it right here, then I'll get back to you. Oh wow, I opened the book right to it. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Wow. Okay, it is around page 87.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yep. Yeah, Alex, I just put in the private comments, I put looks good so far. Are you not able to see that?
Yeah, I just saw it.
Okay. Good. I want to make sure that was working. Yeah, you're fine. Okay, girls, I got to stop this session and go on to my next. Okay. We'll see you soon.